Alright guys, welcome back to the channel. My name is Randall. This is the McClures. We react, review, we make fun of, we laugh at stuff over here. Links are in the description, of course, if you'd like to help support. We are trying to make this a full-time gig, so your support is needed. YouTube doesn't like me very much. YouTube doesn't like me very much. Rumble is my friend. Rumble is my friend, but not a friend that pays me. Or at least not yet. At least not yet. But we're going to be getting into it today. We are going to be getting into it today. I want to make sure that the Rumble is live and active before we start getting into it. Doesn't seem like it is. What's going on, folks? What's going on? So we are live on YouTube, but for some reason we are not live on the old Rumble. It's still playing the entry video. All right, shut that down. Settings, stream, Rumble, go live, edit. Okay, we already did this, people. Paste. Paste. Save. Done. Start screen. Go live. Thumbnail. All right, guys, welcome back to the channel again. This is Randall, or my name is Randall at least. This is the McClures. We react, review, we make fun of, we laugh at stuff over here. Links are in the description if you want to help support the channel. We are trying to make this a full-time gig. So if you'd like to throw the old bearded man $1, we would appreciate it. If you don't, you kind of suck. I mean, what's $1? Help an old guy out. But we're trying to make this a full-time gig. We are going to start streaming more often. That's why we're starting a little bit later today. We planned on eating dinner before the stream started, but that didn't work. That apparently didn't work. But we are here for it today, folks. We are here for it. The tape is out, as the title suggests. The tape is out. And apparently they got him dead to rights. They got him dead to rights. And we're going to get into it. We're going to get into it. I don't think that's exactly what they got, but we're going to see. We're definitely going to see what's going on. All right. I think we are live on Rumble now. I think we are live and working. I think it's working. If it is, yay. If not, we're not starting it again, folks. We can't start it again because third time is not a charm. It means that you're fully retarded. And I like to stay semi-retarded. So we started the live twice today, and I think that's enough. I do think that's enough. But as the title suggests, the Trump tapes are out, and we're going to be getting into it. So first, we're going to take a look at the actual tape, go over the recordings, special release, exclusive to CNN, except for everybody else is covering it. CNN isn't where I seen it. But yeah, we're going to get into it. We're going to get into it. Let me know where you guys are chatting from, watching from. Let me know if you're a Trump supporter, if you're not. I'm curious. I'm curious. All right, let me find this video. Let's see, the Trump tape. We could listen to Crowder's little segment of it. Or we'll just go to YouTube and we'll find it there on YouTube. Let's see. Where is it on YouTube? All right, let's listen to the whole drama. We're gonna listen to CNN's breaking coverage. They're pretty much full of shit, but it'll be interesting. It'll be interesting to check out nonetheless. All right, well, let's get into it. This is Anderson Cooper. He's got the dirt. They finally got him, folks. This is it. This is really it. This time is actually it. They actually got him this time. Let's hear how they do it.
Good evening. We begin tonight with breaking news. We have obtained what is expected to be a central piece of the government's case against Donald Trump.
Ooh.
The actual audio recording
tape,
of the
folks.
former president talking as if he's showing a highly classified document on U.S. war plans against Iran with people not cleared to even know it exists, let alone what's in it. In a moment, only on CNN, you will hear what jurors will hear one day. The recording was made 2 summers ago, July 2021, at the former president's club in Bedminster, New Jersey. You will clearly hear the former president as he is speaking to several people. According to the special counsel's indictment, they include a writer working on Mark Meadows' memoir, the publisher, and 2 of Trump's staff members. The president was aware he was being recorded. This is the first time it is being played publicly.
All right, before they play it, real quick, did you catch the last little side note? Trump knew he was being recorded. And then we're supposed to believe that after he knows he's being recorded, he just committed a felony because he trusted everybody in the room so much? Get out of here.
This is the first time it is being played publicly.
These are bad, sick people.
That was your coup, you know, against you.
Well, it started right at the beginning.
Like when Millie's talking about, oh, you were going to try to do a coup. No, they were trying to do that before you even were sworn in.
That's right.
Trying to overthrow your election.
Well, with Millie, let me see that. I'll show you an example. He said that I wanted to attack Iran.
All right, so if you didn't catch it, if you're a little slow, his staff's like, they were trying to do a coup against you. They blame you of a coup, but it was actually them doing a coup. And he's like, well, speak of Millie, let me show you a little something.
Isn't it amazing? I have a big pile of papers. This thing just came up. Look.
Big pile of papers, folks.
They presented me this. This is off the record, but they presented me this. This was him. This was the Defense Department and him. Wow. We looked at some.
All right, so he's got a bunch of papers there. He could be showing the cover of a briefing. Who knows what he's showing?
This was him. This wasn't done by me. This was him. All sorts of stuff. It's pages long. Look. Wait a minute. Let's see here.
Yeah.
I just found, isn't that amazing? This totally wins my case, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Except it is like highly confidential, secret. This is secret information. But look at this. You attack, and
Hillary would print that out all the time, you know.
she'd send it.
Email.
No, she'd send it to Anthony Weiner,
Yeah.
the pervert.
Please print.
By the way, isn't that incredible?
The pervert.
I was just saying because we were talking about it, and you know, he said he wanted to attack Iran and what. These are the papers. This was done by the military, given to me. I think we can probably, right?
I don't know. We'll have to see. Yeah, we'll have to try to
Declassify.
figure out yeah.
See, as president, I could have declassified
Yeah.
it. Now I can't, you know, but this is
Yeah,
classified.
now we have a problem.
Isn't that interesting?
Yeah.
It's so cool. I mean, it's so, we here and I have, and you probably almost didn't believe me, but now you believe me.
No, I believe
It's
you.
incredible, right?
No,
Hey, bring some Cokes in, please.
Well, joining us now, CNN anchor.
They never met a war they didn't want. Hold on. Let me hear that last. It's incredible, right? They never met a war they didn't want. Hey, bring me some Cokes in, please. Trump and his Cokes. Trump and his Cokes. So interesting stuff. Interesting stuff. So he says he's got secretive documents he could have declassified when he was president. Did he declassify them? Did he not? Did he show the documents? Did he just mention the documents? But what has transpired since this dropped is even more interesting. But before we get into that, let's let this jackass here dig a little hole.
Hey, bring some Cokes in, please.
Not that one. This
Joining
one.
now, CNN anchor and chief correspondent Caitlin Collins, also our senior legal affairs correspondent Paula Reed. Caitlin, first of all, what do you make? This is the first time we are hearing this audio. We'd seen a transcript. There's more in this audio than we actually had seen, I think, in the transcript. What stands out to you?
Yeah, there is more in this. And this is a 2-minute clip of what a recording that we're told is over an hour long. But this is, of course, the part that is at the center of Jack Smith's investigation. And we knew about this, CNN
Center of the investigation.
that this existed and that Jack Smith's prosecution had it in their hands. But to hear it, I think really just drives home and it undercuts everything that Trump has been saying. I mean, even as of a few days ago, he was saying there was no document per se, but you can hear him very clearly in there referencing something in his hands.
You can hear him shuffling through papers.
And he's not just saying, here's this document. He very clearly appears to be showing it to them.
He
of
says,
course,
look.
Only the people in the room could know that, but you can hear in that why this is so critical to Jack Smith's case, because it's Trump acknowledging, I have this document. It is secret. It is classified. I cannot declassify it now because he's 6 months out of office. And it's just remarkable to hear him actually saying it. And I was talking to someone in Trump's orbit about this because obviously a lot of people, several people in his orbit have heard it themselves when they found out about it in mid-March. And we were talking about comparing it kind of to the Access Hollywood tape, how if you just had a transcript of that, it wouldn't have been maybe as, controversial and contentious as it was when you could actually hear it. Yeah. Same with this. The fact that, we could read the transcript, but hearing it, I think, drives it home so much more.
Paula, you've reported extensively on this case. What's your reaction to actually hearing that audio?
Anderson, it's remarkable how casual this conversation is. The former president knew he was being recorded during this meeting. His own aides were in the habit of recording him anytime he talked to journalists or people working on books. And in the room with him were 2 people who were working on an autobiography for Mark Meadows. But even though he knows he's being recorded, you hear him sort of casually discussing classified documents, admitting that he cannot declassify these. And then just a few moments later, calling to someone to bring them some Coke. It's very conversational. That's one of the things that really sticks out to me, and I think it's important for people to really hear exactly.
All right, so what really sticks out to this genius is that they recorded a conversation of Trump, and it sounded like a conversation, folks. Holy shit. Holy shit. They recorded a conversation, and it totally sounded like a conversation. I mean, he should have been, obviously sounding like he was committing treason.
What this sounds like. There's a lot of laughter
going on
in that
with these
recording
people
as well. One of the other things that stands out to me is the fact that he and the people around him in that room were joking about former Secretary of State Hillary Clinton's use of a private email server. That is something we previously didn't know about because it was not included in the indictment. Now, from a legal standpoint, it makes sense that prosecutors wouldn't include that, right? Because it's not incriminating, it's not really relevant to their case. But in the court of public opinion, the fact that he's making jokes about Hillary Clinton, other people in the room making jokes about Anthony Weiner as well, that I think really comes off as some hubris. We have the benefit of hindsight here, right? Now this is being used as a key piece of evidence in a federal prosecution.
And Caitlin, there is
Wait,
that
what?
moment where he says, that.
So she's trying to say that him making fun of Hillary Clinton and Anthony Weiner is somehow going to get the public against him? Because we all believe how truthful and honest Hillary Clinton is. And we all believe that Anthony Weiner dude is not a weirdo. This is what we all believe, apparently. I'm not sure how we all believe this, but okay. Let's go with that, I guess. I guess we could go with that. Meek's in the building. What's up? What's up?
That these are the papers, and you can hear them. And I want to play that again because it's instructive to actually kind of
Let's
visualize
play it
what he's
again.
doing. Let's play this.
Let's play it again. Let's
I was just
definitely
saying,
do
because
that.
we were talking about it, and he said he wanted to attack Iran and what? These are the papers. This was done by the military, given to me.
That wasn't in the indictment. That part of it, I think, was not in the indictment. Why do you think that is?
It's unclear. What he's talking about there, that he, for people who aren't watching it super closely, is Chairman Mark Milley, the Joint Chiefs of Staff. And he's basically saying, this is proof that he wanted to attack Iran, not me. We should note that the document that is in question here,
They actually mentioned it.
It was predated
Okay.
Milley. It wasn't actually something that he produced. But it speaks to something that we've heard, the former national security officials in Trump's orbit talk about, which is this is not just any kind of information, any kind of document. This is the nation's secrets, which don't just change on a daily basis. You don't just come up with a new attack plan for Iran. That he is just brandishing proudly to random people in the room. These are random autobiographers who are working for Mark Meadows that are in the room. They don't have security clearances that he's showing this to. And I think this audio changed a lot about the way that Trump's.
All right, so they think that during this 30-second clip, Trump somehow flipped through the pages of an Iran attack plan, and now all these people in the room are privy to the Iran attack plan. Or do you think he held up a stack of documents with a cover that said U.S. military report on Iran? What's more likely? What's more likely? And from my understanding, cover pages are not classified. The documents within are classified. But this is funny. This is funny how this is their gotcha moment. And this came out a few days ago. We followed the Dan Bongino rule on this. And we waited to see how it played out. So we're going to get into how it played out in a minute here.
Legal team viewed this case. They told me, and Paula and I and our other colleague Kayla, we've been covering this for months, we had heard they weren't worried about this investigation, that they had this argument that, he just took what he had with him, it wasn't nefarious. He's trying to use that now, saying it's just golf clippings. You can see there, he knows exactly what he has. He knows that it's not declassified. It's his own words.
And it's why he is showing it to them, and to bolster his own case, to show himself, to brag, essentially.
And there's reporting on how the DOJ and the FBI, they had kind of struggled as they were investigating this. They knew that there was classified information that had not been returned, but they obviously had questions about Trump's intent. This was before they knew that, there are surveillance videos of him moving boxes around before his attorneys come to search. And I think this also speaks to
who gave the National Archive authority to determine intent of prior presidents? Like, when did that happen? Because from my understanding of the Clinton Sox case, the National Archives has the authority to do jack shit. Like, they can ask for it, and that's it. According to the Clinton Sox case, Trump can tell him, give him the big finger, and say kick rocks. This is confirmed by a court. It's in the law. Presidential Records Act. I don't know what any of this hoopla is all about. I don't understand it. I don't get it. It doesn't make any sense to me. It doesn't make any sense at all.
his intent here.
I also wonder at the end where he's.
I take that back. Obviously, they're just trying to smear him and run his, keep his name in the headlines, talk about how bad he is, because Biden is literally treasonous, dirty bastard. All the evidence is out, and we're not supposed to talk about it, apparently. It's a secret.
He says, bring us some cokes. I wonder if Nada, his body man, is in the room because he is now also facing charges.
And that was Walt Nauda's primary job in the White House. He was his valet. He did things like go and fetch Diet Cokes and Cokes for Trump. And of course, he's the one getting arraigned tomorrow.
Yeah. Paula, with that in mind, I want to play what Trump said to Fox last week.
And why do we think that is? Why do we think that is? Why are they indicting everybody around Trump? To scare people from being around Trump. That's the whole point. The chances of him get reelected are very, very high. So they're running on 2 plays right now. Keep him out of the White House. If we can't keep him out of the White House, let's keep everybody worth anything away from him so that he isn't, successful once he's in. Neither of those are going to work.
There was no document. That was a massive amount of papers and everything else talking about Iran and other things. And it may have been held up or may not, but that was not a document. I didn't have a document per se. There was nothing to declassify. These were newspaper stories, magazine stories, and articles.
So he's downplaying the papers he's holding as articles and magazine stories. Clearly, that does not seem to be the case when you hear this audio and he says these.
Did he just say, clearly that is not the case? Because you can listen to the audio. You can tell by the ruffling of the papers that these are not articles and clippings. Are you kidding me right now? Okay. It's clear. It's clear. It's about as clear as Adam Schiff and his Russian collusion evidence. It's about that clear.
Are the papers. And he said, look, this just popped up.
TSW was good.
Because these are the papers. That specific quote, that was not included in the transcript that the special counsel included in its indictment. And now it has taken on more significance because he has sort of altered his defense here to say, no, I didn't have a document per se. There were no documents. Now, we reached out to the special counsel's office.
He meant like a singular document that he held up for them to read. Because he was ruffling through a big pile and he went, you see? Look at all this shit. Proves Millie's an asshole.
Ask if this was an intentional omission or a mistake. Special counsel's office declined to comment, but Anderson, your team's been working all day to try to get our own transcript. I helped them a little bit, and it appeared it took about a dozen iterations before everyone agreed on exactly what they were hearing. So it is most likely just a mistake, and it's unclear at this point if the special counsel will make an amendment to the indictment to include that line.
It is an interesting idea, though, if it was an intentional omission in order to see how the president would react. I mean, maybe that's like thinking chess too much in advance, or maybe I'm overthinking this.
They had the opportunity, look, to go on background with us, to go on the record, say, hey, we made a mistake. There, as you can hear there are a lot of different layers to the audio, and at this point, it's just unclear if this was a mistake, if they didn't hear it, if it was a typo or an intentional omission. But it is likely to come up in the course of this case, because again, this is a really significant substantive line now.
And Paula, beyond in terms of the other people in the room, do we know exactly who they are beyond being incredibly sycophantic?
Yeah, no, you make a great point. Among the people in the room, Liz Harrington, one of the people who works with the former president on communications, Margot Martin, one of his longtime aides, and 2 people working on an autobiography for former White House Chief of Staff Mark Meadows. And it is really surprising when you hear this recording, these voices that even the special counsel has labeled as a staffer, egging him on. Laughing, again, like you said, being sycophantic. It sort of encouraged him throughout this feedback that he was getting from the room. And in hindsight, you have to ask whether his staffers were really serving his best interest, given their responses throughout this exchange. Even at one point, one of the staffers acknowledged, well, now we have a problem, but they're still sort of laughing, even nervously.
If you love Sleepy Joe, then you do not want to see this, because we're giving away these.
Nobody loves Sleepy Joe, bro.
Evening, we begin tonight with breaking
Nobody
news.
loves Sleepy Joe. Interesting stuff, though. Interesting stuff. So this is where it began. This is where it began. But what I would like to look up right now is they charged him, right? He's already been charged, correct? We know what he's been charged with. Right? This is the secret bombshell tape, right? Because the Iran documents, right? Just so we're all on the same page. Just so we're all on the same page. Now let's type in, is Trump charged with why am I retarded? Is Trump charged with the Iran documents? And they are just trying to stop him from running. That is the facts. All right, here we go. Yahoo News. Is Yahoo News a right-wing source? Super right-wing. Iran memo not among the 31 records underlying Trump's federal charges. Well, what do you know, folks? The gotcha tape is irrelevant. They're not even charging him with the Iran shit. This is retarded. All right. So the Defense Department memo on Iran. Hold on. Let me make this big for you guys. All right. So the Defense Department memo on Iran at the heart of the now public audio recording that captured a July 2021 meeting with former President Donald Trump is not part of the 31 counts of willful retention of national defense information charged in Special Counsel Jack Smith's indictment of the former president. A source familiar with the matter confirmed to CBS News. So this is Yahoo News reporting on CBS News. These are lefties, folks. This isn't the right wing. In the recording of the meeting at Trump's Bedminster, New Jersey Golf Club, the former president can be heard apparently showing and discussing what he described as highly confidential secret documents with aides. Sources say the documents were related to plans for a potential U.S. attack on Iran. It is like highly confidential secret. This is secret information. Look at this, Trump said in an audio tape obtained by CBS News. All right, that is a special clip of it, for sure. See, as president, I could have declassified, but now I can't, you know. Isn't that interesting? It's so cool. This is the I got you video. Trump saying it's cool. All right, the document and the recording are described in the indictment Smith's team secured against Trump earlier this month, recounted as an alleged meeting with a writer, a publisher, and 2 members of Trump's staff, none of whom possessed a security clearance. But according to a source familiar with the matter, Trump was not charged with unlawfully holding on to the Iran-related document discussed in the recording. So how's it a gotcha video, folks? What'd you get him in? Oh my God, this is crazy. Smith's 37-count indictment against Trump includes 31 charges of willfully retaining national defense information. It generally outlines each of those 31 classified records that prosecutors allege Trump illegally kept without naming the exact subject matter. The Iran memo is not part of the list of the 31 records in the indictment. So what did they get him on? This is funny. Throughout the years-long federal investigation into Trump's White House records, investigators have collected more than 300 documents with classified markings on them, including 103 seized during the execution of a search warrant at Trump's Florida residence last year. Multiple sources familiar with the investigation previously told CBS News that defense attorneys were not certain the Iran memo in question was ever recovered and returned to the government. Still, the 2021 incident is one of the 2 incidences referred to in the indictment, in which Smith describes Trump allegedly showing national defense information to individuals without proper clearance. All right, so he used this meeting as one of the times he disclosed information he's not supposed to, yet they didn't charge him with that information. They don't have that information, and they're not going to talk about or share the information either. Why does nobody want to talk about Milley's Iran attack plan and how apparently they were trying to pressure Trump into going to war with Iran? Do we not care about war? Aren't you the left? Isn't the left all like anti-war and stuff? Not anymore, folks. Not anymore, folks. They're not anti-war anymore. The Uniparty has completely engulfed almost all of the Democrats and a majority of the Republicans. But definitely more Democrats than Republicans are a member of the Uniparty. But this is a coordinated attack. This is the slow attack on Biden because they don't want him to run. They're definitely going to run Mike. They're going to run Mike for sure. Just big swinging all the way to the White House. Big swinging Mike is going all the way to the White House. This is what they think. Okay, on Tuesday, Fox News asked Trump about the recording, and he insisted he did nothing wrong. My voice was fine, Trump told Fox News. What did I say wrong in those recordings? I didn't even see the recording. All I know is I did nothing wrong. We had a lot of papers stacked up. In fact, you could hear the rustle of the paper, and nobody said I did anything wrong. And in another interview, Trump told Semaphore? Is that supposed to be senator or semaphore? Maybe it's a semaphore. I don't know what a semaphore is, but we'll go with that. And ABC News that he did not have any sensitive records, calling his discussion captured on the recording bravado. I just held up a whole pile of blank. My desk is loaded up with papers. I have papers with 25 different things, he said. The existence of the audio tape and the July 2021 meeting was reported by CNN, which was also first to obtain the recording of the discussion. Sources familiar with the matter said the discussion of the alleged classified documents arose as Trump was talking about Chairman of the Joint Chiefs, Mark Milley. He had been portrayed in a story in the New York Times as having fought in the last days of the Trump administration to keep the president from attacking Iran. So Milley comes out and says that President Trump was trying to attack Iran. So Trump holds up a bunch of documents and he's like, no, this is Milley's plan to attack Iran, clearly. It's funny that they're trying to smear the only president since I've existed who hasn't started a war as the war president. Like the peace in the Middle East, Abraham Accords, he's the war president? That's what we're going to go with? Okay, that's one way to look at it. In the recording of the meeting, the former president tells those with him the document discredited any criticism against him. Smith's office declined to comment. Why did Smith's office decline to comment? Probably because they're not using that recording and they're not using the Iran documents in the indictment because the indictment is bullshit, folks. It's complete fabricated bullshit. The Clinton Sox case says it's bullshit. Everybody says it's bullshit. Unless you're one of these sycophants trying to destroy Trump and take heat off of Biden. Biden is clearly incompetent and they want him out. But he doesn't want to go anywhere. And it keeps rubbing Hunter Biden in their face, which is funny. All right, earlier this month, Trump pled not guilty to a total of 37 counts, which included conspiracy to obstruct justice. Prosecutors allege he and an aide, Waltine Nada, worked to move boxes containing classified records throughout Trump's Mar-a-Lago resort. Nada was set to be arraigned in a Miami federal court on Tuesday, but flight troubles and difficulty securing a local legal counsel delayed the hearing until next week. Okay, that's an interesting little side note. Do we even think that they end up trying to prosecute the, what is he, like a bouncer or a driver, security guy or something? What? And CNN during the video when they dropped the bombshell, they're like, what's so crazy about this recorded conversation of Trump is, I mean, it just sounds like he's having a conversation and that he's doing nothing wrong. Maybe, jackass, that's because he's doing nothing wrong and he was just having a conversation. That is too funny. That is too funny. Oh, gosh. Oh, gosh. All right, folks. Well, if you're on the live, we're going to keep going, of course. We're going to tap into some more stuff. If you're watching this as a video, we'll put other links to some of the initial Trump indictment videos, other Trump videos. You can click those and watch them. Like, subscribe, join, all that good stuff. If you're on Rumble and you're not chatting, like, do you have a shitty Android phone? Or, I don't know, you don't have any input? I can't speak. Do you not have input? Do you not want me to know where you're watching from? Are you being secretive? Feel free to join the chat. Live Monday, Wednesdays, Fridays at least.